It's the Dawnties!
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. So, kind of going along with getting to know us a little bit better, we wanted to introduce you to our lovely puppies. They just got groomed, and they're looking good and smelling good, so we thought we would record these videos for you. Just kind of introduce you to our little extended family we have.
All of them.
And we've talked about them before. A couple of them have made appearances, but we officially want to introduce you to all of our puppies. This here is our firstborn. This is Buddy.
Well, the first one we got, because he wasn't born first out of all of our dogs.
This is true. He was not, but he was our very first dog. And he is going to be 10 years old in May. So... sorry, the other dogs are up here. So if you hear some barking and growling, it's the others. Don't worry about it.
They're jealous. You'll get your turn.
Okay, so how did we end up with Buddy here?
Okay, so we used to have all these family parties at her grandma's house in Oklahoma. And she had Chloe, who you're going to meet later.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved Chloe. Chloe loved me. And
Chloe had a daughter.
Chloe had Fancy.
Fancy, which again, you'll meet her later.
You'll see Fancy later too. And every time we were up at Nana's house, I was all about her little white puppies. And she said, "You really do like dogs, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. I love dogs." And she said, "I think that I'm gonna breed Chloe one more time and let you have a puppy." And I said, "Okay." And this one is like, no, I don't want a dog.
And she actually got, there you go, lay down, buddy, good boy. She actually got my pawpaw when he was drunk, got him to agree to breed their precious little Chloe one more time.
I was drunk too.
Yeah, I was
Miss
not
you,
a part
Bobby.
of this decision making. So, next thing we know, I don't know, about the following year.
Yeah, I had forgotten all about it.
The following year, Chloe got pregnant, and they thought that there was going to be multiple in the litter, which there were. And I think we had both agreed that we would take 2. Chloe ended up having 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
And you're going to see Chloe. She is teeny tiny. And I think it was 5. She gave birth to 5 puppies, and Buddy was the runt, and the other 4 sadly did not make it. So Buddy was the only surviving puppy from that litter, and we were actually going to name him Chaos because his mom, Chloe, is a CH name, and the daddy is named as Charlie, and he's a CH name. And we thought a little puppy would be totally chaotic because we had a dog before, but it was very short-lived. It wasn't, we weren't
keeping
ready.
it really for a kid, for
we
friends.
were, and it wasn't our thing. A couple of years later, we try again with Buddy, who at the time, again, we were going to name Chaos to kind of go with the theming of the names. And 10 years later, here he is.
When we're driving home from Nana's house, he's laying in my lap, and we have pictures. You got to insert one of the pictures of when he was a puppy.
He was a baby.
He looked just like a baby polar bear.
Yeah, totally
For real.
white, slicked back, teeny tiny, fit in the palm of our hand.
He was teeny tiny. We could put him in a pocket, in a shirt pocket. Yeah. He was tiny.
He was so cute.
But we were driving home, and he was sitting in my lap, and I just kept saying over and over, "You're my little buddy. You're my buddy, aren't you? You're my little buddy." And
the name stuck.
I was like, I kind of like Buddy.
So now his middle name is Chaos, and it's Buddy Chaos is his name. So, but yeah, so we drove home. I don't know if we said it. My grandparents lived in Oklahoma, and we are in Texas. So it was quite a drive. We had a very scary, life-threatening situation happen. So after we got him home, I think we got him when he was 7 weeks. We brought him home. Mm-hmm. So we drove him home, and of course, we're so excited, and he's just a little rambunctious little puppy. At that point, just started walking and all that stuff, and he didn't eat. just one meal. And then the very next day, you took him to Fort Worth to her son's house to show off a buddy and introduce him to her son and daughter-in-law. And he didn't eat. And what actually happened was he wasn't getting glucose or something.
Mm-hmm.
There was something that because he skipped meals, and we think he skipped meals because he was car sick.
Mm-hmm.
He went into shock and started having seizures, and we had both gone to work, and
we knew he wasn't feeling real good.
She had this really strong feeling that something wasn't right.
I just felt like something was not right, felt like something was wrong. So I went to my boss, and I actually left work early that day and went home. And when I got home, when I got to where we had him, we kind of had him in a bathroom with the puppy gate up. He was, looked like he had a seizure, and it looked like he was kind of paralyzed.
Like frozen stiff.
Frozen stiff. He was breathing. His eyes were open, but he wasn't moving. I went to pick him up, and he screamed. I mean, and it wasn't like a dog yelp or anything. It sounded like a scream. So that really scared me. Luckily, we lived right next door to a veterinary office.
Pet office, yeah.
So I got a bath towel, wrapped him up in a bath towel, and I just walked next door to the vets. And we were able to get him in time, and the doctors were able to get him glucose and everything.
Yeah.
But for a while, we didn't know if he was going to make it.
Yeah, and it was immediately after we got him, and we didn't know like what would have caused it. And then we hadn't seen him have a seizure. I mean, this was like 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
After we got him, so it was like immediately. And after diagnosing him and getting him healthy, they determined that, kind of talked about what happened, like what has he been doing. And so we just kind of explained, well, we just got him and we drove him around. He didn't eat, and that's the thing. He was so tiny. He was like 1.5 pounds.
Yeah, he was teeny
tiny. And because he skipped 2 meals, his nutrition plummeted, which caused the seizures, which caused the paralyzation. But he's fine. We made it through. And we actually had to feed him glucose syrup, like from a syringe, to get his levels back up to where they needed to be. And since then, we luckily haven't had any issues. And even though he is 10.5 pounds now, full grown, if he skips 1 meal, we're okay with it. But if he skips 2 meals, we force him to eat, whether, we feed him applesauce or fruit, something to make sure he doesn't skip 2 meals in a row, because he's big enough, he can handle skipping a meal. Sometimes he's stubborn and doesn't want to eat. Yeah.
Sometimes we have to hand feed him because he's a little princess.
So that's what she calls him. He is our only boy. But
because of the health scare that we had with him, she spoils him rotten.
Okay, he was an only pup for over a year. So he had our undivided attention. When I would come home from work, before even saying hi to her, I would drop to the floor and play and wrestle with him on the ground. And he had like this little hand puppet that he absolutely loved.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes. And we took him to puppy training at PetSmart, where he was the only one who had perfect attendance, and graduated with honors, I like to say.
And he don't like me.
Well, he does. He
don't like me.
He tolerates her.
He used to sleep with us.
He did. He used to sleep with us. Probably, 4. Until about 2014. So the first 5 years of his life, he slept with us until I had a health scare. And ever since then, he's been sleeping not with us. So, but he is so precious.
He would get up on her hip, and
sleep on my hip.
it'd be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would wake up and roll over or something, and he would start growling at me like he forgot I was there.
He's very protective over me. We joke about he wants to throw her away on garbage day, but he always asks. I mean, we talk for the dogs, and for a while, like, it's a little embarrassing, but for a while, I would have conversations with him, and she would answer for him. We haven't done that in a while.
No.
Now that we have multiple.
Now that we've got so many, it's hard to do.
So hard. But, yeah, so this is our buddy boy. Like I said, he'll be 10 in just a couple of months. Little old man. But he was always a really good puppy.
He's always been a grumpy old man.
Well, but he hasn't, like, gotten into a lot of trouble. When he was a baby, he loved to chew and bite. But we joke that he doesn't know how to, because even at that age, he would, like, put our fingers in his teeth, but he wouldn't bite down. Like, he would grab our finger and then sit there like, okay, now what? Like, he doesn't tear things up. But yeah, he may be a little spoiled, and she may call him a princess, but he is the king of this castle, and he knows it. He definitely bosses the others around.
He thinks.
No, he does.
He bossed everybody around until Chloe got here.
Yeah, we'll get to his biological mother in a minute, or in a later video. But yeah, he was our first, and he has my heart, and he's just so.
And
precious.
he was supposed to be my dog.
He
was bred for me.
Yep.
And he don't like me.
And I wasn't really a fan of getting another dog because like I said, we had just had one briefly, and it just didn't work out. But I fell in love with this little buddy boy. And he is mama's boy. He is very much a mama's boy. I mean, wouldn't you say so? Like,
oh yeah,
there
are
are times he won't eat unless I'm home, or if I, encourage him to eat. He can be stubborn.
She has to clap for him after every bite.
Sometimes he's an encouragement, and I'll have to clap after he takes a bite to show him I appreciate him eating. Or sometimes, it's just a matter of letting him play with his food. He's very bad about playing with his food, and like he'll wait like 10 minutes to start eating, and then whenever he does, he'll put his little butt up in the air and be on his front paws and growl at his plate, and then take one little food pebble and toss it around and then chase it. But sometimes, he has to do what he has to do to eat, right? Isn't that right? Isn't that right, baby?
And when he's not freshly groomed and he's all poofy, he looks like a little fluff nugget.
He does. He can get very fluffy. And it's so funny because my family always thinks he is fat whenever he's really fluffy. So, but then we get him a haircut, and they're like, oh, he's so smaller than I thought. Well, yeah, his fur, he has really crazy curly hair, so he poofs out quite a bit whenever we let his hair get long. But
he's a little fluff nugget.
And one thing about him, he loves wearing clothes. Like, whenever it gets cold, like it is now, we'll take out a piece of clothing, and he just runs over and is just like, oh, put it on me. So I love that about him. He has a full wardrobe.
Yeah, he does.
I have little baby hangers that I hang up all their clothes in their closet, because all the dogs have their own bedroom in this house.
That they share.
But, yeah, it's all the dogs in one room. But we put, what did you put on the floor?
It's like mats for like in a gym.
So yeah, so we lined the entire bedroom with that. So if they have an accident or get sick or something, it's easy to clean up. And they have several beds, a couple of blankets, and all their toys. And there's one baby gate. I don't like the idea of closing the actual bedroom door. One, because they may scratch at the back and tear that up. But it's just, I don't want to lock them up in a room. So
she has to be able to hear Buddy when he cries in the middle of the night to say he needs a drink of water.
Sometimes he does. And you know what? I get up and I let him out, and he will let me know if he has to go outside or if he needs a drink. So we have a really tall baby gate that kind of shuts their bedroom, so they can't escape. So, but yeah, he was our first, and you love him. You do. She loves him. She just won't admit it because he won't admit it to her.
He's a little princess.
So this is our buddy, our firstborn puppy that came into our lives.
Yeah, you don't like the kids either.
He tolerates them, but like the little ones, like Dylan and Blaze, he'll kind of keep his distance. And if they get too close, he'll like bark at them and make them back up. So,
but he will let them feed him.
Yes, if you have food, he's all about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, Dylan, the little baby, she loves to feed Buddy, and I'll stand with her right there, and I'll give her one little piece of food, and she'll put it in her hand and put it out like that, and Buddy will eat from her hand. He's always gentle. He is good with the kids.
But he has his moods when he doesn't want any kids around.
Yeah.
So
he'll let them know if he doesn't want to mess with them.
Yeah.
He lets me know if he doesn't want to mess with me.
Get her. Butternose. He doesn't know how to attack. That's the thing. You don't know how to attack. And it's so funny too, because like if he hears a noise, he'll bark at it in the direction, but he won't go to it.
Because he's a little
scaredy dog.
Okay.
So yeah, this is our Buddy. This is our one of our mini puppies that we have.
He's a fluff nugget.
He's a good boy.
Y'all remember that song we made up about Fluff Nugget that pissed Auntie off? Me and Riley and Lane, we made up a song about the Fluff Nugget, and it made Auntie mad.
Well, it makes me mad that she calls him Fluff Nugget, and he answers to it. He responds to...
He answers to Princess, too.
He does.
Yeah, he does.
And he likes to sit on a throne, or a throne-esque type. He likes to be higher than the other dogs. So if like they're all on the couch,
because he thinks he's better than them.
If they're all on the couch, he'll jump up like on the top of the couch, not the actual cushion. Or if there's a pile of blankets, he'll lay on top of the pile of blankets and just kind of like look down his nose at them. It's pretty funny.
Because he thinks he's better than them.
Well, he knows he was here first. Don't you, bud? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, well, that's all we have for you today. I just want to introduce you to our little baby boy, our only baby boy. And we'll introduce you to the other dogs as well. So stay tuned for those videos. And thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.